Tell me, how is 2022 going for you? I bet you're thinking, thank you, Jesus, I am alive and well, right? I mean, once we have life, there's always hope we can do all the different amazing things that we've been dreaming and praying that we are able to do. So yeah, we thank God. Now, I want to welcome you to what? Mind Your Business. Hello, I am Amma Duncan. I am founder of the Fabulous Woman Network. I love to support the growth of individuals through coaching, consulting, mentoring, and what else do I do? Corporate training. Well, I'm also an author, and Mind Your Business is my weekly video podcast. Here we get to talk about business and learn different skills, strategies, and tools to help us do business better so that we can create wealth and impact people. Now, speaking of creating wealth and impacting people, have you heard? We are having the International Fabulous Women's Conference this March in Kumasi. Now, the key word is international, so it doesn't matter where you are. Czechoslovakia, Ukraine, Belgium, New Edubiasi, Obuasi, Takrady, Kumasi, wherever you are, ladies, we are all converging in Kumasi at Fab Hub Ashanti in March to celebrate the entire International Women's Day in style. So we are starting from Friday and we are ending on Monday. Now check out the link in the caption to have all the details, and then come from wherever you are. Well, if you genuinely cannot come as well and you want to join us online, of course, that opportunity is there as well. So click on the link, find out more about the International Fabulous Women's Conference happening in 2021 right here in Kumasi, Ghana. Now, today, we are having a conversation with a very lovely, fabulous child of God. So her name is Gifty Anane. Gifty is an educational consultant and the founder of GiftySolves Educational Consult, a consult that advises individuals on program, school, and country selection in the pursuit of their academic goals. She has a Bachelor of Science in Administration with specialization in Human Resources Management and is the Student Relationship Officer at Jackson Educational Complex. Gifty has over 3 years' experience in training, development, and delivery, motivation and team building, leadership, general project management, product marketing and management, negotiation, and mediation. Chai! She is also a dynamic speaker and presenter skilled in employing clarity and innovation to deliver effective presentations to diverse audiences at all organizational levels. And this is, by the way, she has a program called the Canada Virtual Fair. So I'm adding a link in the caption as well. Look out for it. And hey, sit tight, get your cuppa ready. Mine is empty. Let's have a conversation with the fabulous Gifty Anane.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so honored. I'm so honored. Thank you.
Well, the feeling is mutual.
Yeah, it is.
Right. So let's dig into the conversation, starting about who you are and what you do. Just give us a brief. We'll go into your story, but even though I've read your bio, let's just give us a feel of who you are at the very core.
All right. So my full name is Gifty Anane. And currently, I'm with Jackson Educational Complex as the Student Relationship Officer. And I'm also the founder of GiftySolves Educational Consult. So that's basically about me. And I have Bachelor of Science in Business Administration with specialization in Human Resource Management. So that's just about me.
But that's not all about you. I know for a fact that you run your own business. So tell us briefly about the business before we go into how that business even came about.
Okay, so GiftySolves Educational Consult, it's an educational consultancy. And what we do is we counsel individuals, particularly students, people who want to continue their education to the undergraduate level, to the postgraduate level. We guide them in choosing courses. And then we help them with study location. So if the person wants to study outside Ghana, we help them select countries where their budgets, the courses they want to pursue, what they hope to achieve, and all that. We direct them, we guide them, we help them with the application process, the visa application, and all that.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of work.
A lot of work.
And I bet there are thousands and thousands of people who need this kind of service, because trying to go to school abroad, I mean, going to school anywhere is work on itself, but having to now go through the visa process and filling of all these applications, my goodness.
Forms, it's
thank God for people like you.
Yeah, by God's grace, we've been able to help quite a number of students, and we are believing God to help more, because at the end of the day, what we hope to achieve is to put smiles on the faces of people, help them achieve their goal, their academic pursuit, whatever it is that they want to do academically. Yeah.
Fantastic. Tell me, what inspired you to start GiftySolves Educational Consult? What's the story behind it?
That's one big question. Okay, so I used to work with a travel and tour agency, and I was actually employed as a business development manager. But the nature of the business was such that I was playing all roles, from finance officer to marketer to receptionist, any role you can think about. Although specifically I was supposed to be the business development manager. And at that time, I was being paid 500 cedis a month, which was quite small, because I was in school at the time, and I was paying my own tuition fee, trying to pay rent and utility and all that. But by the grace of God, because of determination, I accepted the offer, and then I was working with them. I was actually with them for 2 years. And then one Wednesday afternoon, I was in the office. I got a call from my boss. I went to his office, and he tells me business is not going on well. So he's going to close down. And that was like a bullet. It was as if I had been shot, because I was in a very rough state at that time. So I didn't have any choice. I didn't have anything to say. I just had to accept it. And then I packed my things and everything, and then I left. Then a few days later, a friend in that same building calls me and tells me, it's been a long time since I saw you at work. Why haven't you been coming? I told him our business has been closed because we've not been doing well. And he tells me, what do you mean? Because your boss has been coming to work, and I've seen some of your other colleagues. So what do you mean business has been closed? And honestly, I was confused, because it didn't make sense to me. So then I had to do my own background checks, and I realized that I was actually fired and not laid off. So I felt I'd been treated unfairly. In fact, things got a little, should I say, messy, because I actually had to speak to a lawyer friend for him to take it on, because I was not given a PESWA when I was fired at the time, and things were really rough. So I spoke to a lawyer friend, and then we went to see my boss. And for whatever reason, he couldn't really give us any tangible reason. But then he said so many things. And at the end of the day, I felt, okay, let me just let it go. But I cried. I really, really cried that day, because I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. Second year in university, I didn't know how I was going to pay my fees and all that. Then my lawyer friend tells me, when we were walking out of my boss's office, he tells me, don't you think this is the plan of God, that he brought you here to learn the processes of, becoming an educational consultant, and your time is done. So he's actually pushing you out so that you can start something on your own. And when he said that, honestly, it hit me. But I felt, no, I don't have the skills. How can I manage a business? I'm so scared. I can't do this. And he was like, well, I don't know of any female in Kumasi who is running a travel and tour agency. So give it a shot. So I went to think about it. I prayed about it and I was like, okay, now I'm in the process of applying for a new job and I don't have any yet. So let me just start something. And then I draft a message on my WhatsApp. I send it to a couple of friends and I told them, hey, please push it to your groups, push it to your friends, families, anybody who wants to study in Italy. I know the process. I can assist them and know that. And it was actually in the evening, and I received lots of calls, lots of messages. As at 10 p.m., I was still receiving calls and messages, and I was like, wow, this thing is not bad. So let me give it my all. Interestingly, in as much as I was receiving calls and messages, in 6 months, I didn't get a single client. So what people were doing was they were calling for information, to make inquiries and all that. And I was devastated. I felt, no, this is not going to help me pay my fees and all that. So I got discouraged and I said I was going to give up. But then I go to my friend and then he encouraged me again. He said, look, when I started this law firm, it took me so many years for me to establish it. So you have to keep going. And I think not long after that conversation, I had my first client who actually paid money for me to offer a service for him. And should I say, fortunately, unfortunately, he, along the line, he also had financial issues. So we had to stop everything. And several months later, I was there, I received a call, and this person tells me, oh, the guy that first came that couldn't continue his service had recommended me to him. And he wants to travel to Canada. So if I can help him with the process, I said, yes, 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 I can help you. And then interestingly, I didn't have an office. I didn't have any place, but this man who was around 50, 60 at the time and was paying the fee for the son, he agreed to meet me at the mall, did not question me how authentic I am, whether my business is registered. He didn't ask me anything. We just agreed on the amount and everything. And there and then he made payments. And I was like, what? How can you just trust me like that? I mean, if I'm going to spend your money, you don't know. And he just made payment. And to cut a long story short, as I'm speaking to you, the son is in Canada now. He's a permanent resident and he has a full-time job. And he has also been recommending people to me. So this is definitely the doing of God. I believe that at that time, God actually pushed my boss to fire me. Yes, because if he had not done that, I wouldn't have started a business. And by the grace of God, since then we've helped several other students to UK, to Canada, to Italy. I mean, to so many countries. And that is how come GiftySolves Educational Consult is what it is. Yeah. So this is definitely the work of God.
A beautiful story. And this God we serve,
Yeah.
this God, this God. Oh my
I
gosh.
tell you.
Now, tell me, in this
Mhm.
period, so it was about 6 months of no business and then one business, half sort of your quarter business,
Business, yeah.
another month. So almost a year without a job, and you are still a student. How did
Yes.
you survive?
Yes, I was still a student, and oh my goodness, God bless my mom. So my mom was actually supporting me bit by bit because she also didn't have much. She has the small trading business that she's been doing. So sometimes I even felt bad calling her. I'll go and tell her, "Ma, Mr. Misikas, you go school." And sometimes, those days I will go to school sometimes, and all I have on me is my transportation. I can't take a peso out of it to buy even water because if I do that, I have to walk home. And things were that bad. things were really, really bad. So it was my mom who would occasionally send me something. And sometimes we are writing exams and I'm owing and I have to go and see the accountant and plead. And oh my goodness, it was terrible. But by the grace of God, little by little, God Himself supported me. And that is how come I got to where I am today. Yeah. Yeah.
God
So
Himself supported you in
supported me everything in every aspect, in every way you can think of. It was definitely the work of God. Definitely the work of God.
I mean, phenomenal. This is such a beautiful and inspiring story, and I just cannot wait for people to hear the story.
Yeah.
A story of perseverance. I mean, first of all, you get kicked out of a job, and you're like, "Oh my God, how could you do this to me?" But I'm
To
serving you.
me, yeah. I prayed those kind of prayers. I was
Yes.
complaining because I didn't understand, why do I have to be sacked? You see, and there's a kind of job you sacrifice yourself. In fact, my boss could go outside of the country for months. He's not returning. And he didn't care because I will work, send him every bit of peso I made without keeping it for myself. He knew how committed and dedicated I was. And sometimes you close like 10 p.m. from the office and all that. And after all these days, I was just fired like that without any compensation, and I didn't understand. So I prayed those kind of prayers, complaining to God, why are you doing this to me? Have I not been faithful in serving you and all that? But I'm sure God was laughing at me at that time because He was probably like, you have no idea what I prepared for you. Yeah, so
I
this
know the plans I have for you,
for
says the Lord.
you.
Plans
Yeah,
to prosper you and not harm you. And every time I get
exactly.
to the not harm you, it's like underlined,
In line.
highlighted. God doesn't want to harm me. So no matter
Yeah,
what I'm going through, He definitely knows what He's doing. He
exactly.
always knows. And this is just such a beautiful story of encouragement. I know that somebody is sitting somewhere listening, watching, reading, and thinking, oh my God, thank you. This is just what I need. So God
What I need,
bless
yeah.
you. God bless
Oh,
you.
thank you so much. And amen and amen. And I also bless God. I mean, I always say that without Him, I wouldn't be where I am today. And let me tell you one thing. Interestingly, because of my work experience over the years, when I finished my tertiary, my first degree, which was I finished in I think August, yeah. When I finished August, Jackson Educational Complex was also doing vacancy. They had this vacancy, and another friend told me, "Gifty, why don't you apply?" And I was like, no, I just finished degree. I don't even have my certificate yet. How am I going to apply? And he says, you never know, just apply. So I was like, okay, let me just put in the application. So I submitted my application. I received an email that says, your CV and all that has been accepted. You should come for an interview. I was like, really? Okay, this is not bad. So then I go for the interview, and uh, I Professor Jackson was there, Mrs. Jackson, and the deputy director, and about five people. And I was like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I was trembling. I was shaking like something during the interview. To cut a long story short, there were over 400 applicants, and I was part of the less than 20 people they employed. I had not received my certificate yet because I had just completed my first degree. And I always say that my life has been the grace of God, because who am when we went for the interview, we had people, with master's degree and all that. And I thought, I don't fit in. I won't be accepted. So I won't even go. But then my friend kept encouraging me, and I apply. They select me for an interview, and just like that, I got the job offer. So Amma, you see what I'm talking about? My life has just been the grace of God. My life
Indeed.
has just been the grace of God. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Prof. Jackson is an amazing man.
An
When I
amazing
launched my
man.
first book, he was my chairman. And he's like recently, he just called to encourage me. He's just amazing like that. So
Wow.
I am so
Wow.
happy for you. You're learning from the best of the best in the
Oh, I tell
industry.
you.
And I love that you're combining business with
Yeah.
work as well. How is that going
Yeah.
for you?
Honestly speaking, it's challenging. It's challenging because you have to make time for the business, and my work at Jackson too is a full-time work, so I have to be present from Mondays to Fridays. So the unfortunate thing is I almost don't have a social life because all the days, even on weekends, you have to work on the business, you have to put this together, you have to meet this team, you have to plan this and all that. So it's quite challenging, but then God has been good and we are pushing gradually. And I also have an amazing team that I work with. So my lawyer friend who actually encouraged me to start the business is a partner right now. So
Oh,
yes, his law firm actually handles. So if there are any legal issues, his law firm handles that for us. And then I also have a digital marketer I work with, and then a general secretary who takes over when I'm not around and all that. So it's challenging, but God has been giving us strength. Just yesterday, I was praying. I was like, God, I feel so exhausted. If you don't give me strength, I'll mess up. So God has been keeping us through. He has been giving us the courage, the strength, and the resources. Sometimes you feel like I can't go on anymore because how am I supposed to do this? How am I going to do this? Especially when COVID hit the world, and because our job is mostly traveling and all that, and flights were suspended and all that. It actually hit us big time, but here we are by God's grace. We've started operations again, and if I would be bold to say, things are actually better than it was before. Yes, 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 yes. To the glory of God, things are quite better than before. Yeah, so
fantastic.
it's come with its own ups and downs. Yeah.
And I just want to give a shout out to this lawyer friend of yours. God
Yes,
bless you.
yes, yes.
He's an angel.
Amen.
God drops these people. And like I have this lady in my life, I call her Coach Angel. She's,
Wow.
and for the longest time, I was praying for a woman like her. And then out of the blue, she just came into my life and she's been an angel. And I see
Wow.
that this is the kind of person you have in this lawyer friend.
I tell you.
God bless
I tell
what
you.
you said about feeling like sometimes you can't go on. I do
Yeah.
get you, and as women these are things that we need to work on. And actually, so I don't know if you've heard, we are having the Fabulous Women's Conference, International Fabulous Women's Conference in March. Lady, you are
Okay.
coming. You're coming.
I
You are going
am.
to have fun and you're going to rest and you're going to connect with other women and just release and breathe. It's so
Stress and all
important
that.
because this
Yeah.
job we are doing, it's not for ourselves, it's for God. And we need
For
to
God.
have
Yeah.
the strength to keep going. So it's really good we are connected. You are
We are
coming. You
connected.
and the
Yeah.
Gifty Solves Educational
Team. We
Consult,
are
you are coming.
representing.
Fantastic, fantastic. So based on this experience that you've had, let's say there's a young lady, young man watching you. I mean, not necessarily young, somebody watching you and they are thinking, perhaps they are going through a similar experience where they've lost something big and they're like, God, I don't know what to do. What advice do you have for them?
Okay. First and foremost, I would say that, you see, you cannot do anything without God.
Mm.
And that is what has sustained me all these years.
Mhm.
Through the difficult times, the bad times, the ugly times, it is God that has sustained me. So, whatever situation you are into, whatever it is that you are going through, go back to the Creator.
Mm.
I tell you, you have this confidence when you pray and you study the Word of God, and you know that God is behind you. It's like you're not afraid of anything, no
Yes,
matter
come
how
on.
bad the situation. Yeah, no matter how bad the situation is, you have this confidence, you have this assurance, and you know that God is behind you and everything is going to work out.
Mm.
So, dear young lady, dear gentleman, whoever you are that you are watching, wherever you are watching us from, I will encourage you that go back to God.
Mm.
Go back to God. Go back to God. He's the only one that can sustain you. He's the only one that can make a way for you. Whatever it is that you are going through, God can handle it. So just go to Him, leave your issues, your problems, your circumstances with Him, and let Him deal with it.
Fantastic. I love that advice. Now, before I let you go, I've got some questions. There are statements that you have to complete of the topic. Okay. So the first one is, if I could advise my younger self in one short sentence, I would say...
Okay, I would say be confident in yourself and go for whatever it is that you want to achieve in this world. Be confident, just be confident. One of the things that I didn't have when I was growing up is confidence. At a point, I realized I had this low self-esteem and all that. But after I had a relationship with God, started praying and studying the word, then all of a sudden, it's like I was getting this confidence and assurance and all that. So be confident in yourself and go for whatever it is that you want to achieve in this world. You can achieve anything that you want to achieve in this world.
Fantastic. Second one, I am fabulous because...
the things I went through did not prevent me from pursuing my dream.
Yes, that's truly fabulous. The final one, one book that has greatly helped me in business is...
Okay, so it's a book, but then it's not actually about business, but I have applied the principles in my business and it's been helping me. And that is Crushing by Bishop T.D. Jakes.
Oh,
you should get that book.
Yes.
So he shares his personal experiences, his darkest moments in his life and how he overcame them. And these principles have been helping me in my business. Like when you hit the ground, what are you supposed to do in that moment? How are you going to rise up? How are you going to get up? And all that. There are amazing, amazing tips in that book that I believe if anybody gets it, it will really help them.
Fantastic. Wow. Thank you. I love TD Jakes. The entire week, this week, last week, I've been listening to his podcast, his sermons. And it's like every single thing I hear is like the exact message I need to hear. Sometimes I listen to like 3-4 of his sermons in a day. I'm really in that zone that I need to hear someone like him. So I totally, he's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. And tell us about this trip to Canada this educational thing in Canada. Tell us.
Okay, so we actually have a fair coming up in January 22nd, January 2022. And we are going to talk about how to secure admission, how to prepare your documents for visas and scholarship packages and all that. So that is about the fair. But apart from that, we have services for students who want to study in UK, in USA, in Australia, in any European or Asian country that you want to study in. You can just get in touch with us and we will assist you. And one of the things that we've realized is that there are a lot of people in the system who are taking people's money. And every now and then I get calls, somebody took this amount, somebody took that amount. But one thing that we do is that we are not fraudsters. We are not fraudsters. Yes, we are godly people. And based on your budget, we help you select a destination and a course that will really help you.
Yes. Based on your budget. So if I have $100...
Well, it definitely has to go up.
$100 can get me to Osu. Oh my goodness. It's been such a wonderful experience. You've really given me goosebumps. You've reaffirmed. Your words have encouraged me. It's not just for the people listening. I have been blessed. I am always blessed in these interviews. That's why I keep doing them, even though no one pays me. Because I always have the fuel, the energy I have from these interviews to keep going. And you've given me exactly that for today. God bless you. God bless all that you're doing, all the people you're working with. everything.
Amen.
And say hello to Na and Prof and everyone.
Prof, yeah, I would tell them.
One of these days, I'm sure I'll come. I have to come and deliver.
You have to.
I have to deliver my book to Prof, so I'm sure I'll come.
He'll be excited to see you.
And thank you so much for reaching out to me on Facebook. You know, some people think they have to do something special to be interviewed. Look, I just love beautiful stories and I want the world to hear it. So if anyone is watching from anywhere in the world, you've got your story. I mean, everybody has a story, of course, but you're ready to share it. Hey, sorry, did I say anyone? Well, I've started interviewing men. Okay, yes. So please do share, as long as your story inspires other women and our audience to create wealth, impact people, to do more for the glory of God. I am happy to share it. And of course, as long as it's authentic, you're not coming to make up stories.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, then. Let me let you go back to work. Thank you so much, Gifty.
Thank you so much, Amma. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited, and God bless you for your time. I know you're a very busy person, but then you still made time for me. God bless you so much. God bless you.
Well, how was that? Amazing, right? I was just getting my goosebumps. You know how I go. When the story hits the very core of me, I can't. It just has to flow. This lady is amazing. And so are you. I don't know what you're going through now, good, bad, whatever, but just know that as God says, and well, I am a Christian and I use the Bible. God says that all things are working together for the good of those who love God. Okay. First of all, was it God who said it, or Paul, or one of the writers? It doesn't matter. I believe it and I run with it. Sometimes when I'm going through something and it's really not going well, I remind myself, all things are working together for my good. So even when it doesn't look good, I know that it's ultimately working together for my good. And these are the kinds of reminders we need as children of God as we pursue our calling, our assignment, vision, mission, whatever it is that we are pursuing. I hope you've been blessed. Please drop something in the chat or comments for me. Let me know that this has blessed you. Reach out to Gifty if you need her services. If you don't, but this video has blessed you, please share it. Share it on your status, share it with your friends, WhatsApp groups, Facebook, wherever. Let the story spread so that more people can be blessed by such a beautiful story. The links to reach out to her and everything is in the caption as well, especially for the program coming up regarding Canada, the virtual fair. And then also the conference, International Fabulous Women's Conference, happening in March. Ladies, it doesn't matter which corner of the earth you are. Come to Kumasi. Come, we are inviting you to Abu Kese. So it's actually a little outside Kumasi. It's like 10, 15 minutes outside Kumasi. That's our beautiful, cute city. Abu Kese, where Fab Hub Ashanti is, and click on the link so that you can see all the information you need to see about our upcoming International Fabulous Women's Conference. If you want to call as well, +233 24625 2330. Let's get connected and chat. It's been a pleasure always on Mind Your Business. Bye.